Hi, what's your name?
Rajinder Bhopal.
Okay, and when and where were you born?
I was born in India, village named Dameli,
Okay,
in the district of Jalandhar, Punjab.
okay, and how did you arrive on the decision to come to Canada?
My mum and dad came in 1960 with the help of my mum's sister and her husband. And so only my mum and dad came in 1960, and me and my two sisters were left behind back home.
Okay,
And then my mum stayed here because one of my brothers were born here, and then she went back, and we, with my mum and my brother and three sisters, came to Canada June 6, 1967, and we landed in Victoria.
and like how old were you when you came
I
to
was
Canada?
15.
15 years
The
old.
day actually we landed June 6th was my birthday.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was exactly
Oh,
15
nice
years
birthday
old.
gift.
Yes.
And so what was your status when you came to Canada? Like, what was your immigration status? Did you come as a visitor or did you
No, we came
came
as
as
a
a
landed
landed immigrant?
immigrant.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because my mom, became a citizen, Canadian citizen, and my dad was here.
Okay.
So we came as landed immigrants.
Landed.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And what was the port of entry? Was it Vancouver?
No, we landed in Victoria.
Okay, directly in Victoria.
Right, directly in Victoria, and my Masiji and my Masaji and my cousins, they lived in Misaki Lake, so they came to pick us up. And in olden days, the snacks were parathas or samosas and
Yeah.
stuff, and we stopped right on top of the Malahat, and we had a nice picnic.
Picnic. Okay.
Nice picnic. There were
The very day you landed.
the very day
Okay.
we landed.
Very
So
nice.
they made parathas and samosas from home, and right on top of the Malahat, they parked both cars,
Yeah.
and we all got out and we all had our first meal
Very
right
nice.
on the Malahat in Victoria.
Very nice, very
Yes,
nice. And
yes.
so a little, just to add to that thing that you just mentioned, can you also share with us the very first few moments I mean, your very first few moments in Canada, like when you landed, you shared that you had a little picnic, but like how did you feel in general? Like what
We honestly, when we left home in Demeli, we were like, oh my goodness, we are leaving our village and
Yeah.
we're going to Canada, a place we don't know.
Yeah.
But my Masterji and my Masiji and my mummies and my cousins, when they met us in Victoria and we came to their house in Misaki Lake, honestly, they made us feel so good that we did not feel strange at all. It was like, okay, you know what? We left one home, came to another home, and the people that lived in Misaki Lake in those days, because there was a cookhouse and
Okay.
lots of Appanes, East Indians used to work, and my Masterji being the foreman, there was lots of love and lots of support and everything, and it was, we didn't feel strange at all, and everybody made us feel welcome.
Yeah.
And our English was not very good, so Misaki Lake school was so good to us that they hired one teacher because there was 5 other kids that came about the same time.
Okay.
5 of us would go to school, and Mrs. Dashwood would just teach us English only for
Only.
the first year
Yeah.
before they could put us into a grade.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the second year, of course,
So like how when you went to school, obviously it was very different for as compared to going school in India, right?
the only part was when we in Misaki Lake, it was fine.
Yeah.
When we went to school in Lake Cowichan,
Yeah.
we were, I was 15 and going on 16.
Yeah.
And then I was put in grade 5, and then the next year I was put in grade 8. Because,
Okay.
math in India is very strong.
Yeah.
And the only English was
The
biggest
problem,
problem.
yeah.
And so, we used to get A's in math, A's in French. And when we were in grade 5, the grade 2 kids and grade 3 kids, they were like, they kind of did not like the fact that we were newcomers, you know, these kids, a little bit of racism.
Racism, yeah, but at a
you know,
very small
that
level.
we came from India. How can we get A in French?
Yeah.
How can we get A in math?
In math, yeah.
The teachers favoring us, you know, the
Yeah.
teachers.
You became competition to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was just a little kid, but I mean, now I see those kids now being
Yeah.
adults, they're
Yeah.
the nicest people.
Yeah.
But they did give us a bit of grief. But you know what? The way we were brought up, our mom was very strong-willed woman. And we thought, okay, you know what? No matter what you guys do,
Yeah.
we're gonna focus on our English, focus on our school, and that's what we did, and that was the best thing that we could do.
Yeah, that's very nice to hear. And so like you know, just to sum up your first 5 years, can you just tell us something more about your first 5 years? You know, what were the challenges apart from the experiences that you shared about school? Like what outside school? You know, in terms of challenges and in terms of something that kind of helped you in the migration process. Like you mentioned that, you know, your family was here, it was like a home away from home. So anything apart from that?
You know, when we came and we stayed in Duncan, we moved to Duncan in 1969.
Okay.
And we lived on Marsh Road in Duncan, and we, you know, went to, because we moved from Lake Cowichan, we wanted to finish our year of schooling in Lake Cowichan.
Yeah.
And there was 2 teachers that used to go from Duncan to Lake Cowichan to teach.
Okay.
And they happened to be my teachers.
Okay.
So, you know, they were so kind to us
Yeah.
that they would give us a ride every day
Wow.
to Lake
Very nice.
Cowichan so we could finish our school year.
And what grade were you in that? At
I
that
was
time?
in grade 9.
Grade 9. Okay.
And then, you know, that helped because my mom never drove and my
Yeah.
dad was the only driver, and there were 5 of us in the family, 5
Yeah.
siblings. And so my sister and I, you know, we traveled back and forth to Lake Cowichan every day to finish our school year. And the ladies, you know, like July 1st was the first Jod Mela that I came to Paul the Gurdwara.
Okay.
And because I got married here in 1970, the ladies like, you know, Banti and lots of her age group and my mom's age group,
Yeah.
they made us feel so welcome. My mom didn't know anybody. You know, to put on a wedding in those days was not easy. And, you know, they helped my mom. I think I consider, you know, we consider ourselves lucky that our family helped us, you know, supported us, my mamas and mussies. But the other ladies at Paul D helped us a lot.
Yeah, you can take that. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, might be my husband or my son might need a
Okay.
ride.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
That's
I just paused the video.